So my mother became a Buddhist nun in January of 2009. I have flew out into Jakarta, Indonesia. I took about 4 weeks or 3 weeks off from my work and basically went up to visit her because I knew that she was going through the whole process of shaving her head and announcing and making this big public announcement that she was going to become a nun on the day of her opening ceremony of her meditation center. So I didn't know how I was feeling. I typically don't exhibit a lot of emotions until I'm in that current situation. So as I flew and touched down, you know, everything was fine until the very day she went through the initiation. And as I stood there carrying a white piece of cloth as they begin to shave all her hair, I started crying mainly because I didn't know what this new person is going to be like. I mean, she kept telling me that nothing's going to change and things were going to be the same, that she still loved me. And I guess I know that these are all truths. I know that these are all things that things should be the same, but they're not. I mean, you know, some of the precepts that she has taken a vow, you know, no physical touch, she can't hug my brother anymore, and so forth and so on. So I came back from Jakarta to Vancouver feeling so angry and so bitter against God because I've prayed, I have asked her, I have prayed and asked God to touch her heart, and I even told her that in a year that Jesus will appear to her, but he didn't. And so I was very confused, and David, you know, knowing that I didn't have much faith, started praying and prayed that God would send people, Christians, and I think he said authentic Christians, to come and speak to my mother about God's love. And you know, I remember just being in bed and just not having much emotion and just saying, Lord, you know, it's not that I'm going to deter away from you, but I just didn't have that faith to believe. And so at that point, God was also taking us on a journey, and in September, long story short, we have feel called to get some training at YWAM, which is a mission training organization for 6 months. And so we had to quit our jobs to sell our house and whatnot. And so we had to call our parents and let them know what was going on. And so I had called my mother. She was encouraging and kind of, you know, supporting us to do this, mainly because she's given up everything too as well, and understands that life is more than physical, material things, that there has to be more. And I think she's encouraging us to at least take one step to see what is there out there for us to learn. So, but before we hung up the phone, she just briefly mentioned that she said, oh, I met a missionary too, and they're really nice people. You know, I met a Christian person there, and she was telling me about her life and her journey, and I didn't make much of it, you know, put down the phone, and David was on the other line. I heard that, and he was so excited. He's like, that's the answer to our prayer. God hears our prayer, and he's sending people over to Myanmar to minister to her. I mean, at this point, I was very jaded, and I basically said, well, my mom doesn't know anything about what a missionary means. I mean, a missionary to her could very well mean someone who is a Christian but yet still meditate and you know, intermix different religions. And so I didn't make much of it. And so present day, we're in Kona for the 50th anniversary of YWAM. And Benanoa, who was trying so hard to get different people to participate for the flag holding, had somehow got me into volunteering to hold a flag. And so I was holding East Timor, and since we were all congregating and rehearsing for that event, Asia was all kind of congregating together. And I remember, you know, the sun was setting, it was kind of dark, and I remember just hanging out with some random people that I've never even talked to before. And so I overheard a tall African lady just saying that she was holding the Myanmar flag. And as I looked at her, I was shocked to realize that, you know, she had such a love for Myanmar. And the one thing that came through my mind was, hey, maybe I should just tell her about my mom. And so I did. I said, well, my mom goes to Myanmar quite a bit. She's done a 1-year intensive retreat there. And as I began to talk more about her and where she's from, Indonesia, and where I'm from, she then began to perk up a little bit, and she basically said, well, that's funny because I met a Buddhist nun, and she has a kid, actually 2 children in Canada who are Christians. What is your mother's name? And so I said, well, she has two names. Her name is Shelley Panacharya and the other one's Mimi Chu. And so at this point, she started going a little bit nuts and she was like, I know that lady. And I started holding her hand, we started screaming, and I said, oh my gosh, they cannot be it. And at this point, we're so excited, tears were just coming down my face, and I just could not believe that God had sent me the missionary that had met my mother in Myanmar for me to meet here. That is such a blessing and such an honor, and words cannot express what that chance encounter did to me and my faith and the faith that I have. Basically all the lies and doubts that God is a God that doesn't answer prayer, that God is a God that doesn't hear prayers, and it just came off me. And now I'm so convinced, and I so know for sure that God does hear our prayers and that He will make everything beautiful in its time. So that's my story, and I'm so blessed to have known Shiman and like her, looking forward to see where God will take this.